Hi, my name's Oren Thomas and I'm talking to you for Gooroo. Okay, one of the topics that's very important when we're looking at online self-paced learning is this idea of pull learning, and this is an important one. You're going to have multiple jobs and maybe even in multiple fields over the course of your career. So you need an effective learning strategy. Now, the idea of pull learning is that you, as an individual, choose to go out and get knowledge rather than perhaps having your employer say once a year, we're sending you off on this training because this is the training we want you to have. With pull learning, you're taking command of your learning. You're deciding where you're going to learn and what you're going to learn and the pace at which you're going to learn, rather than just learning according to someone else's schedule and someone else's desires. And people who work in IT and dev really need to find effective strategies for self-learning, because as you're more than no doubt aware, we exist in an industry where things are constantly changing and that you need to constantly learn new things. It's not like sort of when my dad started as an architect, he did his architect's degree and he needed to do occasional bits of training throughout his career, but he'd learnt most of it at the beginning, and most of what he was learnt at the beginning was skills that he used 40 years later in his career. Now, the thing is with pull learning is that you're going to have to figure out what kind of learner you are. It means you're going to have to figure out what strategies work for you. There's some people for whom this sort of online learning works really well. And there's some people who don't have the focus and the discipline and it doesn't work, and they need to be in the classroom and learning at an instructor's pace because they simply don't have the discipline to do it. So one of the things you'll need to figure out is what kind of learner you are. Be aware some strategies are simply not going to work for you, and that's okay. You just need to find how you're going to learn in a different way. Now, the thing about learning is that the more structured the learning it is, usually the more it costs. And unless you're an advanced learner, it's likely that you will need to have some structure, and it can be the structure that you create yourself. Otherwise, your approach to topics could be willy-nilly. This is why for most people you need an online course like the courses that are presented in the BMPP, because they're going to give you a good broad overview of a topic. If you wanted to just go and research it by yourself by putting search terms into your favourite search engine, you're going to learn something about it, but you're not going to learn about all of the facets that you might need to know about a particular topic. The other thing about pull learning is don't set yourself unrealistic goals. Don't say that you're going to learn absolutely everything in the next 6 months. Learning is an ongoing process. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And if you understand that, and you set realistic goals, you're going to achieve so much more than you would if you don't set any goals at all. Anyway, my name's Oren Thomas and this has been talking about pull learning for Gooroo.